How's it going, Jack? Sorry, we had to miss our live this Saturday at 10:30 because my buddy was in Chicago, Jason. So thought I'd just come on here live and play a little guitar because this is what I'll be doing anyway. Might as well. every song from the 90s. Got those Smashing Pumpkins. How about some Metallica? How's it go? That's a hard one. Whew. Man, Metallica's so good. Especially the early stuff. Holy crap. Man, they were awesome. I was listening to a documentary on Iommi from Black Sabbath. Man, that guy was awesome. He was saying that John Bonham, he goes, yeah, every week we come into the club, and John Bonham, who's the drummer for Led Zeppelin, he'd be with a different band every week, and it was the same thing every time. The band would fire him because he was too loud. So, yeah, I can see that. He didn't care about what they were singing or guitar. He's like, I'm just gonna play as loud as I want. I don't care. Yeah, Tony Iommi, so freaking good. And he was like Django Reinhardt. Django Reinhardt played with 2 fingers. I remember Willie Nelson started playing guitar because he's like, if Django Reinhardt can play with 2 fingers, I can play with 4, right? And which he was wrong, because Django Reinhardt still plays better with 2 fingers than pretty much anybody does with 4. He was a jazz musician from like the 20s, I believe. He lost these 2 fingers. I can't remember. Something happened, and so they were just limp, and so he could only use 2. And you wouldn't believe what he could do with these 2 fingers. It was crazy. You gotta look him up, Django Reinhardt. And same thing with Iommi. He had something happen to his fingers, and he had to put leather on the end of his fingers just to press down so it would stay, because he couldn't feel it or something. I didn't catch it all. So that's why a lot of his stuff sounds so unique, is because he couldn't really press down the same. And he had, back in the time when he was playing guitar, they only had like 1 set of strings. You had the strings and that's it. He goes, they didn't have such thing as light, medium, and heavy. He goes, I needed light ones because I couldn't get the pressure on. He goes, so I put banjo strings on my electric guitar. It's like, it makes you wonder if would he have been that good? But since he had something happen to him, he had to be better. He had to go around the subject. So it made him better. And when he got around the other side, he was like, he's probably better than he would have ever been because something bad happened to him. You know what I mean? Like, kind of weird how that happens. But his licks, some of his licks are the best ever. Paranoid was a song that was a filler song. He came up with it while the guys were at lunch because they didn't have enough songs. And like, hey, we need one more song. So he stayed behind, didn't eat lunch, and came out with Paranoid, like one of the best songs ever. And he goes, it's a 3-minute song. He goes, we never did a 3-minute song, but we did that one. We didn't know. He goes, we didn't know it'd be like that one and Iron Man be their most famous songs. And that was a filler song just to throw in, just to get an album out. Like, but that happens a lot. It's kind of crazy. Aerosmith had that same thing happen with Walk This Way. It's weird. It's almost like they're picking up something that they don't even know it's good. Yeah, Django, DJANGO. Yeah. Oh, he was the biggest influence on almost everybody, especially way back in the day. He's so good. He's got the little bitty mustache. Looks so powerful. Those 2 fingers. He was all over the place with 2 fingers. He's amazing. I actually play some bluegrass. That's swing music that is Django Reinhardt's music. So I play some Django on my mandolin because it's that swing style jazz. Anyway, only music nerds. Been a while since I played this one. Love the Beatles. I'm almost certain Paul McCartney actually came up with that lick. I have to look that one up, but I'm almost certain he did. And that's what a lot of people don't realize too, because Paul played that really ugly, weird bass. I don't even know what it was, a jazz bass. Anyway, they made fun of him for not being a very good bass player and stuff. He didn't stand out, obviously, but he was a guitarist. He was a pianist, and they needed someone to play bass guitar because John, George, and Paul all played the lead guitar. And so Paul's like, I'll play the bass. So that was such a weird band that there was 3 really good guitarists all in the same band. No wonder they wrote so different than everybody else, and it was so unique. Let's do a music show. What do you mean? Like just talking about music? Dave Matthews is hard. Singing in the dead of the night. Spotlight on an artist every week. I don't know about every week. I do it every once in a while. I like talking about music for sure. You gotta watch Professor of Rock. He's awesome. How's that go? Living. Love Queensryche. I'm putting off listing. I have a bunch ready to go. I just need to take the picture. Got about this many. This many 45s to test. Some of them aren't real good. Bette Midler, Under the Boardwalk. The Rose. She's not very good. I just put up a promo of Bette Midler singing When a Man Loves a Woman. And I was like, oh, that should do pretty good. Bette Midler singing When a Man Loves a Woman. I tested it. I listened to it. Oh, my God. It's so terrible. Even a Bette Midler fan's going to go, that's not very good. I mean, it's so terrible. What's up, Perry? How you doing? Hopefully you're going live tonight. My buddy Jason's in Chicago with his girlfriend, so I went and worked out this morning and did a few errands and then just come back and do a little bit of guitar playing. Wish my favorite songs weren't all in weird tunings. It takes me forever to get them in and out. Sure, I'll come on. Landslide. I love that song. What to play? How's it? How's that go? Dang, it's been so long since I played that one. Mm. I can't do it. Yeah. Oh, no worries. I'm not. Go on a hike. Proofread my text. Never a worry. I'll just be listening and lurking anyway. That's the best thing about YouTube for me is just entertainment while I'm listening and messing around with my eBay stuff. You know, I had some good sales yesterday. I promote everything on my eBay because it works. And what I love about mine is I'm kind of niche into sports cards and vinyl. So if someone buys some vinyl, I just reach out to them right away and say, "Hey, I've made me some offers on some other stuff. I have plenty of vinyl in my store. I'll give you discounts. I'll combine shipping." And they'll usually come in and buy a few more. I had someone buy 8 yesterday. So one of my items was promoted, and the rest of them I promoted myself. So, uh, using eBay to get not just one sale, but using their promoted to come in, I can get quite a few sales at once from one person, and they'll keep buying because a lot of these people that are buying 45s off me have jukeboxes, so they want to fill them. They want more. So anyway, that happened twice yesterday, and so I had someone else come in and buy 4. So 2 customers bought 12 altogether. So that was pretty awesome. So that's been going good. It's like eBay. It's like they're trying to get you to list more constantly. So anytime you list more, you sell more. It's like they're pushing you into listing as much as possible. 1976 AMX track slot car. Right on. That's one thing I don't know much about is Hot Wheels and stuff. I just don't know much about them. All I know is the red lines from way back in the day. But I mean, I loved them when I was a kid, but I destroyed all mine. Played with them. Same thing with GI Joes. I had like 20 GI Joes. When I got bored of them, I just busted them. It's the only Stone song I really like. It's 30 degrees for a high today. What's it like out in Delaware? Mm. Where are you going to hike to? Where did my... What? Harry Humstone was blocked. What the heck? I don't know what happened there. Why? Oh, why? See if I can unblock Harry here. Why? You said I hid you. Huh. I don't know how I would have done that. Sorry, Harry. Hey, what's up, Shay? How you doing? I just got done playing some guitar. There wasn't anybody here to listen. I'm just procrastinating on doing some listings. Yeah, I put Harry in timeout somehow. I'm sure he was in timeout a lot as a kid. Of course, they didn't call it that then. All right. 2 more sales on eBay. It's nice starting off the weekend with way above average sales. Blackbird State Forest. Oh, that's cool. I remember one of the first videos I watched of Harry. It was him looking for sea glass. I love that video, because I'm stuck in Missouri. So seeing beach, hearing the waves, thinking about being there, and then watching him look for treasure, it's kind of fun. Yeah, I blocked you for a minute because I looked, somehow I'd hidden you and blocked you. And I went back and undid it. I don't know how I did that. I didn't even think you could do that from StreamYard. I guess so. I have a Bob Seger sealed LP for $80. See if someone will jump on it for 69. It's an old Bob Seger though. Bob Seger sells good. People like their Bob Seger. Hell yeah, that'd be a cool video. Where do you live? You live right on the Maryland. We're at Maryland. My uncle lives in Odenton. I love Maryland. I'm from Missouri, and I thought I never wanted to go out there and see him because I didn't really want to go to the city. I don't go to the city around here, so I don't want to go to the city in the East Coast. But the city is different there than it is here. Hard to explain, but Maryland was awesome. I loved Annapolis. Annapolis is like one of my favorite towns of all time. Just walking around the brick streets, and I'm a big art guy, so there's a pottery store down there that is freaking awesome. They have a lot of art stores down there. I love a lot of paintings, and Annapolis is just a town that begs to be painted. Huh. Yeah, Calvert Cliffs. I remember looking that up when I was out in Maryland looking for things to do. And they said um, that was a cool place to go. Harry, stop talking. Please stop talking. They probably were mad at you talking because everybody paid attention to you and they wouldn't pay attention to the teacher. uh, oh, you're in Frederick. Okay, I know where that's at. That's farther. That's farther west from those areas, I believe. How's it going, Glenn? Nicest guy on YouTube. What you been picking? I've been. I usually buy all my LPs and 45s off Who's Tom Cruise, Donna from Auctions for You, people I kind of know. But I bought a couple. I bought 3 lots off of eBay recently, big bulk eBay buys, and I'm gonna part them out and sell them back on eBay. One of them was a really good deal. I'm hoping the vinyl's good. That's the only thing I'm worried about. But usually at least plays through, so it may not be perfect. Oh, that'd be cool. Huh? That's interesting. And shark teeth, there should be a lot of them in the ocean because they have like 2 rows and they are constantly getting rid of them. I think throughout their life. Maybe I'm wrong. Kyle T. Thanks for swinging by today. I didn't really have anything going on. I needed to practice some guitar anyway, so I figured I'd go live and play for a little bit, have people hold their ears while they listen. I haven't been playing a lot of guitar. Been slacking. I've been doing so much listing on eBay, but my vinyl sales are doing so good. It's hard not to just keep going because, I mean, I kind of realize now too, eBay must categorize you out too. You know, they must be sending me all the vinyl sales because I've like the other day I went and you know how you go to list something, it says buy it now, and it'll have those little bars. It'll show you like these are what sold last 90 days. I did that the other day, and it put up 3 different listings, and they're all my listings of 45s that have sold. So I'm like, just kind of shows you like I'm doing pretty good in that category too. And I think eBay knows I'm doing good in that category, so they're almost sponsor me more than other categories that I'm in. So I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong, but it kind of makes me wonder because they keep feeding me stuff. But I love it because, like I was saying earlier, it's awesome when you bring in. I brought in a customer the other day for a $5 vinyl, and the only reason I took $5 is because he bought 8, and a couple of them were not very good 45s. But that first $5 is the one who got promoted, and then the other 7, and I got a couple of them. He paid $10 for. There was no promotion on them, so it's cool that it doesn't just promote one. It doesn't just promote one listing. eBay's promoting your whole store if you're doing it right. So it's pretty awesome. They bring in people to my store, and I get way more sales from that one $5 sale. So promotions are pretty awesome. You're not selling shit on eBay lately? Well, you must not be listing. They basically will shut you down if you're not listing. It's like it's weird. You got to feed it. If you can't feed it, don't go in Tommy's territory. Yeah, he sure is. There's a few auction people on YouTube that may not have much of a business without Harley Handler and Kyle T and Kyle E. they they support a lot of auctions. I've seen some great deals in Mr. Buys a lot, and there's sometimes where he gets more than he does on eBay, but more power to him. Uh, I got my posters in the other day. I haven't opened them yet. I'm I'm just so nervous. I can't wait to look at them. But I got that wholesale deal. You get 15 posters for $100, so like 750 a piece for German rock posters, and there's some good names in there. And he sells them for $50 a piece. A lot of the good ones. So it was just an awesome deal. And Brian's so nice and smart about certain things. Like he even knows, he's like, well, I'll take down my listings if I sell a lot of these, so you won't have competition, which is fine by me because I'm not really going to sell them on eBay. I'm going to trade them out to another record store guy. But man, if you're not watching Mr. Buys a lot, I mean, some of these resellers that are just starting out can buy one lot and be set for a long time, just listing slowly. And a lot of his stuff, he's smart too. He tries to, you know, papers, he sells ephemera and stuff like that just to, because he knows that it's easier to store, easier to ship out. So you're not getting a bunch of big bulky stuff either. So you ought to watch Mr. Buys if you can. Oh God. That's the first thing I do when I get to Maryland. Take me to an Irish pub. I want a crab cake now. Of course, they're not, I'm sure the pubs aren't the best ones, but the Irish pubs are usually really good food. I love Annapolis. And the she crab soup, holy shit. And what is that? Rockfish? I always get one in Maryland. Holy crap, that's good. Yeah, God, I love the food in Maryland. That's for damn sure. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Um, those poster boards. What are they called, Kyle? They're cool, and it has like all different kind of characters and different scenes and stuff. What are those used for? I mean, they're printed off, and they're going for good money. Like how do they? How do people? I don't know what's so special about them. I guess I don't know. And then they're cool looking, that's for sure. Some of those with Thor and stuff. Yeah, it's funny too because I've watched Mr. Buys a lot. His name is really pertinent because he's done this live auction stuff for the last year and a half, I think, and all he's done is made it where he can buy more. He buys more than he ever has almost. It's just kind of funny because he kind of did it to get rid of more all at once. Anyway, I got a person that I need to talk to Brian. I had a person on eBay that bought some vinyl for me, and they said that they had a 1955 jukebox. I forget the name of it. It looked like the one from Fonzie that he hits, And he said, he goes, yeah. He goes, well, if you're interested, I have a buddy in Ohio that was a DJ for 30 years, and he has truckloads of vinyl if you're interested. And that was an eBay message. So me, I didn't answer it. I just acted like it didn't happen. And I always answer every question or stuff, but eBay doesn't like you doing business outside of eBay on eBay. I mean, I get it. So I just when I sent him out his stuff, I put my card and number and told him like, give me a call. I'll definitely be interested, but that'd be a good one for Brian because it's in Ohio, and DJs usually take good care of vinyl. And anyway, thought I might give him the heads up. He might want to buy a bunch of that. Yep. High-end book covers that processing. Yeah, I can see that. They're like it's like thicker, and you can see the ink on it's real thick. But it is printed on because you can see the dots. So I was just wondering because they look like they'd be perfect for putting up in a and actually hanging them up on your wall. But they're not numbered. They're not like hand numbered or anything like that, are they? I don't think. You think he is? I, I don't want to do freaking whatnot. I bet there's some good deals on whatnot. I don't think I want to sell. I want everybody else to sell so it'll bring people to whatnot, and then maybe I can make some money later. But man, I see Cernock. He's lucky. He's got a lot of people in there. Some of his stuff goes for next to nothing. He's still making money, but I can't do that. I don't get that cheap products like he does. Uh, I don't know about whatnot. I'm sure it'd be. I don't know. I'm just trying to figure out eBay. It's pretty cool. You can spend a lot of money pretty quick, I bet, because there's not a lot of people watching yet, but there probably will be. We'll see. That's a good point. That's a good point. Uh, if I was John, I would be interested to see like what I could get Harry. What make a video? What can I make Harry Tornado do? What should I do next? Because you know he's gonna copy. uh, maybe maybe Harry Tornado's gonna start adopting people, have an adoption channel too. Okay. I mean, they're super cool. That's for sure. And they're going for some good money. I was just wondering. I was never a huge superhero fan. Um, I was more into baseball. They were my superheroes, which were, you know, it's funny. Like when I was a kid, I was a huge George Brett fan. Love George Brett. Kansas City Royals, one of the only good players we had for years until Bo Jackson. So then you find out he's like one of the biggest assholes of anybody that anyone's ever met. And it kind of ruins your dreams of like your hero, you know. Your heroes a lot of times are a bunch of D bags. He's doing two a day sometimes. Holy crap! Well, I guess you know he's got a lot of people. If you got a lot of immediate social media influence, I bet it. I bet you could do pretty good. However, you can get. I mean, I've got too much crap anyway. I need that same kind of a deal, but I don't have the um, following. I mean, I wouldn't want to sell crap to people, but stuff that like I have a whole box full of vintage Barbies. There's like 10, I think there's 10 of them. And then I have like a case that's a vintage Barbie case from I think early 80s, late 70s, and it's got all kinds of clothes. I don't want to spend the time looking it up and all that stuff. I'm just like, I just want to I know it's worth good money. So I'd rather just get it to a collector. So I talked to uh, Donatella Bottolino. She has a auction channel, and she has two or three people that love vintage Barbies. I'm just going to send that stuff to her and tell her she just give me a percentage. I don't care how much it is. I just don't want to. I'd rather get it to good collectors that we kind of know than eBay collectors that facts. And most of them usually are, unfortunately. Yeah, it's kind of like my buddy. He's a guitarist, and he's really good. And he was a huge fan of 311. And he'd been to like 10 of their concerts. And he finally wanted to buck up and pay for the VIP tickets. He got, he was like fifth row or something. He got backstage. He's so excited to talk music to these guys, this 311 people, which 311, they're pretty good. Not my cup of tea, but they're good. And he said he got backstage and all he wanted to do was talk about politics. And they were just like super leaning one way. And it was just, he's like, I paid all that money to go back and talk about politics. Like, he's the kind of guy that he's never paid attention to politics, like, ever. So he wouldn't even know what you're talking about, even if you were. And he's just like, I just want to talk about music. And these guys are sitting around talking about, Clinton and Bush and blah, blah, blah. I was like, oh my God, I'd be so pissed. Paid like $300 to go backstage to hear your idols talking about something you have no interest in. And I don't think he even likes him. I don't think he even listens to him anymore. She's on right now. Yeah, I saw Donna's on, and yeah. I said something the other day. I'm like, yeah, I think I did 10 listings from the start of her show before she even started selling anything. She talks for like half an hour. She's funny. She always tells people this is what's going to happen. I'm going to talk for an hour. I like those two. They're nice people. I've talked to Donna personally a few times, and it's kind of crazy some of the crap that people pulled on her over the last 2 or 3 years. I mean, I was like, what? Because, you see things happen. You see people hanging out with people all the time, and all of a sudden you never see them again. You're wondering, like, what happened to that? And I asked a few questions. I'm like, oh, wow. I had no idea, But I love them. Donna's, big about. She knows her platform's pretty big for our community, so she's ran some auctions for people for charity, and she's raised a bunch of money for people at times. So, I mean, those are some of the things that, if you had your family and asked and hope that your family could round up some money or something, it'd be hard to get $17,000 like Donna can do sometimes, so it's a cool little platform. She takes care of it. She treats it right, I think. And she's selling lots. So, I mean, I can't watch auctions where people are selling one thing. I just can't. I can't do that. Takes 10 minutes to sell one plush, and it's a Goofy that goes for $20. And I'm just like, what are you guys doing? How are you making any money? Like, I can't waste that much time. It's like when people are like, I went to watch the new Matrix or whatever, new Ghostbusters. And it's weird because, a long time ago, I would have been all about going to watch Ghostbusters at the theater. But now to go and spend 2.5 hours doing nothing but watching a movie, I feel like that's such a waste of time with reselling and all the stuff I do now. It's like, I'd rather have it at home and then I could still be listing while I'm watching, maybe. But like going to a theater, taking 2.5 hours, I can't do that. Yeah. She's got a few people there, and whatever. People are just, and it's women are so mean to each other. That was one of the biggest lessons I learned of all the things I learned as a bartender. I bartended for 12 years. Was that women are really mean to other women. I mean, as employees, as friends, as just an acquaintance. I mean, it was nuts. Guys, if they don't like, that's one thing I do like about guys. If guy doesn't like another guy, we say it and we move on. We never try to get around them again. Women will hate someone, but then hang out with them all the time, and then wonder why. Like, God, I hate that person. But you hang out with them. what? Like they self-torture themselves. They don't want anybody to know they really hate them. Just all the other friends. I saw it so much. It was crazy. I'll never forget this one time where these two girls were just talking shit on this girl about the boyfriend she has and the job she had. And she didn't have her shit together and blah, blah, blah. Cheryl can't do this. Cheryl can't do that. And all of a sudden, oh, hey, Cheryl, how's it going? She sits down. They act like they're just best friends. And, I'm just like, is this the girl you've been talking about for an hour? I'm like, holy crap. If my friends did that to me and I didn't know it and they just talk crap about me, and then when I get there, they act like they like, I saw that happen a few times. I was shocked. I don't know. And that's another thing I didn't get about, I was from the country. When you're from the country, most everybody's poor just because there's not a good bunch of good jobs. So everybody's kind of got you almost have the same job because everybody's making the same amount of money. It's just your job title's a little different, but everybody worked. Everybody worked in the country, in small towns. If you didn't work, you were like a stay-at-home mom and your kid was young and you were working more than you would if you were working. I got to Springfield and I had to wait on these women that were hanging out at 2 to 4 in the afternoon at Cheddar's demanding their 20th ounce of ranch for their salad. And I couldn't figure out what's going on. Like, why are these women so mean? Then I realized, like, oh, this is a town where a bunch of women that don't work. And so they're really critical of people that do work because it's been so long since they work, they don't even understand like what they're doing. You know what I mean? I was like, it took me a while to figure that out. I'm like, where I'm from, everybody worked. So you didn't treat people like crap. Just because they're working. It was weird. There wasn't any women taking men for money back where I was from because there was no money. I didn't know what that was here. I had to work for some of those people mowing, and that was horrible too. It's amazing how many people like I'll be doing mowing their yard, and they'll be like, "Hey, can you cut down that tree that's over in the corner? It's just a real big pain." I'm like, "Well, I can, but how much are you going to pay me?" Like, "Oh, I just thought you could do it and take it with you." I'm like, "Hey, I mow your yard. I don't do everything that's in your yard and get paid the same." Like, it's amazing. Like, it's outside, so am I supposed to paint your house too if it needs it? People's expectations are freaking crazy. I guess that's why I'm not married. Ooh, Cool in the Gang just sold. Hollywood Swinging. Good song. Hollywood Swinging. Had to run open the shed for the old lady. Illinois. Oh, so you're up by. Have you ever been to Chicago to see Pete? That's what I would do if I lived up there. He had an awesome episode the other day. It was just like the old Craigslist Hunter videos where he caught somebody trying to had like what was it? Angus Young autograph on a guitar. And first, when I saw that guitar, I'm like, Angus Young ain't gonna sign that piece of crap guitar. Well, why would he sign that guitar? He would never play that thing. Why would he? I don't know. Maybe. And that was the one where he was like, yeah, this doesn't look like the right autograph. I don't see any of these other ones online. And then same guy came back the same day and brought a badass Fender Gibson Epiphone. And that was awesome. it was cool to see it because it has the Angus Young pickups, which that's worth about as much as a guitar. No fact checkers. Joe Rogan's my fact checker. Yeah, that'd be cool to see yourself in the video. Yeah, I listen to Joe Rogan. Um, I find it interesting because he brings on just a wide variety of people, and I think it's funny. It's actually absolutely hilarious. You could tell that the media has never listened to Joe Rogan. They say he brings on right wing people only, and he doesn't have fair journalism. I'm like, the media says Joe Rogan doesn't have fair journalism. Like, he brought on Sanjay Gupta, CNN's main health person. What else do you want me to do? He's probably tried to bring on Fauci, but he won't come on. Like, and they listed all the right wing people, like Russell Brand. He's not right wing. Like, what are you talking about? And I'm like, all I can think about is like MSNBC is telling other people that they should bring on Fair and Balanced. When do they bring on right wing conservatives on MSNBC? You kidding me? So they're basically yelling at Joe Rogan for what they do, even though that's not true. He doesn't do that. He brings on everybody. That's what's cool about him. It's like, and I don't believe everything he says, but that doesn't mean I can't listen to him. Like that, everybody's gone so freaking crazy about like, I don't know, the left, the crazy left and the crazy right need to shut the f up and stop being so stupid. I mean, it's really ridiculous. And that's the thing is like, I think the media wants you to portray like it's either left or right. There's like 10% that are left. There's like 10% that are way right. And the rest of us are like, you guys are both stupid. So they better watch themselves. They're going to lose everybody. And no one's going to vote for any Republican, Democrat here in 10 years. You watch. Fear factor. That was dumb. One of these days, they're going to tell comedians they can't be funny anymore. I remember back in the 80s, I had a friend, her mom's dad died. And on his deathbed, he worked for the government. He was high up and no one ever knew what he did. So that tells you how high up he was. On his deathbed, he told his daughter that, and this is in the 80s, back when people didn't think this way. You'll get more news out of the Inquirer than you will out of the paper. He goes, I can't tell you any more than that because it might get you in trouble, but just so you know. And this, yeah. So yeah, I think people get worse and worse because they think they're right. They're right. When everybody tries to think they're right and everybody else is wrong, man, it's just nuts. I don't really understand it. Maybe it's just, I don't know. People have a voice to say it. I just think it's weird that like people think they think the other side is immoral if they're moral. Like, how do you figure? It's just like I have some relatives that are super liberal, and they always say that conservatives are always racist and what is it? Racist and womanizers or racist. anyway, it's like generalization. Like just because you've seen two racist guys, they both happen to be conservative, doesn't mean all the conservatives are racist. Like, what are you talking about? Like, it's just so weird. Everybody wants to generalize everything. Sweet. I have sold, let's see, one, two, sold 1945s in the last day and a half. Woohoo! That's pretty good. It's like one day I told my uncle, I'm like, yeah, the only people on Facebook are like old white dudes. He's like, oh, no, it's not. Because he's an old white dude. So am I. I'm like, how often do you see kids on Facebook like posting stuff? Never. Why do you think they went to the metaverse? Because they knew that they have a dying platform, and if they don't change something soon, okay, no one's going to be on Facebook. A lot of people don't want to think of that, but it's true. I don't know. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. It's everybody thinks that their opinion's right and everybody else is wrong. It's just nuts. Whatever. Well, I guess it goes back to the only reason they care about who they fuck is because we worship celebrities because we want to be like them. That's the problem. And then, like we were talking about earlier, you find out George Brett's one of the worst assholes of all time. Anybody that's ever met George Brett, they always say the same thing. Man, he was just an asshole. Like when you hear that 20 times in a row, you know it's true. You know, uh, it's unfortunate, but it seems like you get some fame and you become more of an asshole. It's weird how some things happen. Like, I'm from Springfield, Missouri, so Brad Pitt's from here, right? I've never seen him, but supposedly Brad Pitt's younger brother is like way better looking than Brad Pitt. And people have always wondered, like, how did he get his break? And then his own brother, who's better looking, didn't. Uh, who knows? As to say the same thing about Mickey Mantle's younger brother, he was actually the best athlete of all of them, but he hated his dad so much that he said "F you" and I'm going to play basketball, and he never played MLB because of it. It's crazy to think there was someone better than Mickey Mantle out there. She's Yeah, I agree. And I saw that thing about like Rogan said the N word like I don't know, they had it like 20 times. And I think that's a form of discussion people need to make. Like, and he shouldn't have done it. And he apologized for it. But like in context, like he wasn't calling people those things. A lot of times he was actually because I've listened to a show. There's times where he just said it when it was discussion that someone else had said it, and it wasn't like he was trying to be inflammatory or derogatory. I don't think he should have said it. Um, but when can we forgive people and when can we not? Like I don't. It's like the Christian way to forgive people, unless I don't like them, and then I'm never going to forgive them. Our world is weird. people like to label themselves something. I feel bad. I saw that Scotty Antiques and Profit is like puts Freedom Convoy, like all of his videos are Freedom Convoy now, and he just sits around talking about it and stuff. He's gone up there a few times, and I don't know. He's changed his whole channel for that, and I'm like, dude, don't do that. It's gonna. I mean, Freedom Convoy. How long is this gonna last? Maybe another month, and then nothing. Like, it's a dying story, you know. Like, I get why he did it, but he probably just destroyed his channel because of it. Because people are going to go, "What are you talking about? You're talking about a antique store buying, you know, dead deer heads. What do you?" Like I said, it's about as political as I ever get. Is that people shouldn't be so freaking political, I guess. I just think it's funny. They type, you know, a lot of the stuff that Rogan said, they said was misinformation for a long time, comes out to be true. And they end up having to say it was true, but they have to do it on their own time. So since it's when they say it's okay, then it's not misinformation whenever they say it. But whenever someone else says it and they haven't yet, it's misinformation. But they were right. So you should have went back and said, you were right the whole time. Sorry. But they don't do that, you know? 45s, OG sleeves. Some of them, not all of them. A lot of them, you know, a lot of the people that are buying my 45s have jukeboxes. So they don't really care about the sleeve because they're leaving it in their jukebox. But I know that they sell better and faster if you have the sleeve. Because, I mean, how close can you get to a 45 in the picture? All it is a picture of a 45. That's all you can see when you're scrolling. But if you have a picture of Foreigner, the countdown to 2, you know that's uh, waiting for head games or whatever. You know it's Foreigner. You know, you see Journey, Open Arms, you see them all out there. It's going to sell it faster. You don't even have to look at the title. You already know, and especially if it's something you're looking for. So I just think it sells faster and better, and I sell it for more money. And I just had another sale in Canada. Canada's bought a few of my 45s because other countries like to get different pressings. Because when you're a collector, you want, you know, all the pressings of that 45 that you love, you know. And so they'll pay an extra $12 to have it sent to them in these other countries. And I only ship to Canada, Germany, and UK. I used to ship to Australia, but since they've had so much crazy crap going on, I don't even want to mess with it. Yeah, I do pretty good with 45. I mean, but you know, when you're figuring in the price of the packaging, how much it costs you, and then the promotion fees, you know, I'm not making a ton of money, but I'm selling them quick, and I'm getting them so cheap. Um, it's still worth it to me. And I'm not. If this is my main thing, maybe I wouldn't. But like one guy bought 8, you know. So yeah, not each one individually is going to sell for a lot, but when someone comes in and buys 8, that's a good day, you know. Especially when I don't have to use packaging for 8 separate ones. I only have to do it for one. It's the same packaging. So I think one of the best things about selling 45s is I go in there right after one guy buys them or woman, I'll go in and say, hey, thanks for the purchase. I have many more 45s in the store, some more of that same person that you bought usually, and then send me some more offers on them. I might take some more offers, and I'll always give you combined shipping on multiple purchases. And I'd say 20% of the time they go back and buy more. And a lot of times I don't even ask. Like the guy that got 8, he put in just tons of offers all at once. And I took some of the low ones and I declined some of the other ones and then resubmitted them, and he took those. So, that's one thing I like about having a store full of the same kind of items, is because it's easier to get them to buy more if it's all the same items. But each their own. It's working good for me right now since I have my own business and this. Factory sleeve ones. Oh yeah, they always sell better. I have a couple that are still in the, like, they'll still be. I took this one apart because it looked like the mice had eaten it. So there was like this part was that was ripped open, but it was in this oldies 2 for $1. And I have quite a few of these that are still sealed. And one of them, this one was Wonderful Tonight by Eric Clapton. Good song. It always sells good too. But that way you could say it's mint, and it was perfect too. I brought it out. So that, yeah, I mean, anything factory sealed is going to get you a little bit more cash, of course, but the original sleeves make a big difference. Now this one's funny. It's the same picture that's on their record too. Look at those outfits. You know what year this is? It has to be early 80s, right? 84. That's Cool in the Gang. Yeah, those outfits are awesome. But yeah, that'll go quick just because of the picture, and it was a movie, so it kind of hits a couple genres there. That's another thing I found is movie 45s, movie LPs do really good, especially a good one like Saturday Night Fever and of course Top Gun, and some of those do really good, sell quickly. Some of the ones I didn't like, Michael Jackson Thriller, I thought would be a really good one, because it was the most sold album of all time. Well, capitalism, they printed more of Michael Jackson Thriller than any other record all time. So there's so much supply that the demand isn't very high. So yeah. Well, it used to be like what the left is doing now is what they used to accuse the right of doing for years with Bush. It's like, but you're doing the same. I mean, that's the one thing that people don't realize. The things that the Republicans and Democrats agree on, we never get a say in it. And that's why they act like there's some divide with these things that never change, because they won't, but they act like they're going to scare their own party. It's a joke. Skip free instead of a pickup. I mean, you got to think of yourself. Would you buy that record if someone just said it's clean, skip free? I wouldn't. So I just try to put myself in their shoes. And yeah, I think the worst thing about it is how is it that they can do insider trading and not be in trouble for it? And both sides do it. Like Pelosi's husband he's 100 millionaire from, and he just happened to start being in the stock market about the same time as his wife. They shouldn't let them make all these decisions and be able to dump their stock before the public knows about those certain things. That's not right. 78s. I have I probably have 1,078s, and I've just been waiting to understand what sells in them before I sell them, before I start testing them. And I kind of know now. So I'm actually getting ready to start going through them and selling them because they sell. Um, I got them so cheap. I couldn't say a lot of them were free. One guy was at it was like 150 of them. He's like, you just take them. I don't want to take them back home. I'm like, okay, I'll take 150 78s, which now I understand why they're so heavy and easy to break. Hi, Ella. It's good to see you. I love her laugh. She's so fun in those. What was she on? Was it Tom Cruise? Yeah, I think you were on with Tom Cruise. And they're like, "Hey, Ella, can you sit in the back room? We need to bring someone on." I'm like, "Don't. She's the excitement. She's the fun of this live. Don't put her in the back room. She's freaking hilarious. Don't put baby in the corner." Yeah, you can't tell them pictures, but you also give them the security that they feel like you're putting yourself out there so they can go back and look. You know, and that's another thing too. It's like I've had of all the 45s, I bet I've had 20 of them that didn't play, that were scratched, that wouldn't, I couldn't fix. And of those 20, I think 18 of them looked perfect. I mean, they look perfect. So I don't know. There's like something dirt or something that got down into a groove, and that's why it skips, or it was just made wrong. I really think it's probably just made wrong. It was probably just off the line like that because I don't know. It's weird. So that's why I test them all just to feel okay about it. I don't usually I'm already doing something else anyway. So when I'm testing it, it's not that big a deal to test them. It's music. I love music. So and what I found is I found a lot of music that I didn't know I freaking loved. I already knew I liked Sam Cooke, but holy crap, the more you listen, you're like, geez, him and Otis Redding were a lot closer to the same. I didn't realize. Wilson Pickett is one of my new favorite. Oh my God, Wilson Pickett. Anything now I get that's Wilson Pickett, I keep because it's guaranteed to be good. He has just the best voice. He sounds like I don't know. You just have to listen to him. I don't know. He's just so good. Who else? Respect for Dolly Parton. Listen to her. I'm like, wow. Loretta Lynn, George Strait. I didn't realize how good George Strait was. He has 50 number one hits for a reason, I guess. I mean, he's good. He's consistently good. So that's another thing that I knew I would like about doing the 45s is just discovering new music I didn't know I liked. And, and here's another one. There's so many 80s songs that I thought were sung by someone else, but they're sung by this other person that I just didn't know. And I didn't know the name of the song and things like that. So I'm like, it's like I'm rediscovering this song that I've always loved, but I can't ever find it again, if that makes any sense. And so I found like 10 or 15 like that. I'm like, oh, they sing this? Like, holy crap, So that's been kind of neat. Yeah. I like Ella. Ella is one of those that I like her auctions because she sells to other resellers. Um, if you do auctions on YouTube, you kind of know you're not going to make as much money as you would on eBay. And you can tell there's been times the people that never last are the ones that you can tell that get mad when they don't get enough money for what they're putting up. But I'm like, dude, even if you were on eBay, you would be getting charged the fees and all that different stuff. So like, this is still better than if you were selling, So, so a lot of people that sell like $5 items one at a time, take 10 minutes. I can't watch that auctions. I can't do that. So I appreciate good auctions that for resellers. My dogs are getting restless. It's about time I usually take them outside. Yeah, do auctions are fun. I'm sure it's fun. Bo, I'll take you outside in a minute. I know. Oh, I know. You okay, baby? Take it easy. Take it easy. Shh. Don't like eBay? Yeah, it's definitely not easy. It's that they want you to be consistently listing constantly, so it takes a little work for sure. I've thought about doing auctions before, but every time I go to do it, I'm just like, I don't really want to do it. And I'm guessing that's why people want to do the whatnot, because it's kind of like YouTube auctions, but not really. Guys, stop. Please. Take it easy. They've got some energy right now. They look outside and they see it sunny, and they're like, let's get outside. I'm like, it's 30 degrees. Of course, they have undercoats. They don't care. You list more on Mercari, Poshmark, Facebook. I can see that. I just never got much sales from any of those. So I just stopped and started sold on all of them. Then I just started concentrating on eBay only. And it's been a benefit for me just to stick to one. Maybe eventually I'll go and start doing more again, but I didn't get enough sales on those other platforms to really, guys, I didn't get enough sales to make it worth it. I mean, I don't know. I'm sure if I did it different, it'd be better. I mean, when it comes to like fees, they all end up being about the same. Poshmark's like 20%. Mercari is cheaper, but I mean, hardly anybody there looking at anything. It seems like the only people on Mercari are other eBay people that are looking to buy stuff on Mercari and flip it on eBay, because that's what I usually do. I usually buy on Mercari because it's deals. And a lot of times the Mercari people are usually people that got kicked off eBay, and that's the only place they can sell. And I've not bought anything off Poshmark. I do like Mercari gives them like 2 days to return it, and if you don't, you're out of luck. I like that. Waiting 30 days and saying, hey, I don't really like this. Well, anybody's going to have buyer's remorse for 30 days. Guys. Bo. Stop. Yeah, that's for sure. Easy. Guys. They're play fighting, but it's just annoying loud. Sorry. Yeah. I'm just always worried that I'm trying to sell crap to people because I don't want to list it. And that's what you see a lot of people doing. It's like, oh, look, you couldn't sell it on eBay. So now you're going to auction it off to people that think that they're going to put it on eBay. I mean, I have some stuff. But what I do most of the time is I put it in my booths. And, I can't believe how much VHS is selling for right now. I just have random VHS, like Top Gun and stuff like that, and a lot like dramas together, comedies together, thrillers together, and just sell them for like $10, and they sell. I've almost sold all my VHS lots in my flea market booth. So that's what I do with a lot of my stuff. If I close those down, then I might want to run an auction. But love hearing the dogs. Yeah. Thank God for dogs. The best thing about having dogs is I don't need to be married and I don't need to have kids. I've got company. I don't. Yeah. I was talking to one of my buddies from 20 years ago. I saw him at the gym. I was like, yeah, I don't ever plan on getting married. Ever. I don't see a point unless you have kids. And even then, yeah, that's for sure. Some of the old slasher stuff does good, but I mean, I think it's just because everybody's thinking about it. The VHS, the sealed ones were going for so much money, so people, it was in people's heads thinking about it. And I don't know, because I've had some of that VHS in my booth for a while, and all of a sudden it just started selling right about 2 months ago when everybody started buying sealed VHS. So I'll take it. I mean, a lot of that stuff. I almost donated. I almost pulled all that VHS out to donate to Goodwill, and then it started selling. So I made probably $50 off of that VHS in the last 2 months. Yeah, I mean, old media selling is kind of crazy. Cassette tapes sell for me. I think cassette tapes sell better than CDs, unless it's like parental. If it's parental advisory CDs, they sell good, especially like late '90s, early 2000s rap. If it's No Limit, is it No Limit Records? I think it's No Limit Records, Masterpiece label. Almost anybody off that one sells good. That's what I found. Who's Tom Cruise will be going live today at, I think, in about 2 or 3 hours, and it's an all vinyl. I think it's all media sales. So if you want to get some vinyl, Who's Tom Cruise is running a deal today of just all vinyl, and I think he said he was going to have some other media too, but mainly vinyl. So jump in there, and there'll be plenty. I got 125 45s from him this week, and I've already got 75 of them up, and I've already sold like 7 or 8 of them. So facts. I do when I find it. I no, the only ephemera I've really sold is because I bought a lot from Kathy's Corner. She used to be called Kathy's Music 55, I think. She's had a few names, but she had a lot one time, and she does this every once in a while. Where she, like, at the end of the month, she needs money. She'll just sell like a lot of stuff that she bought in auctions, and she's just like, "I have this huge lot. I'm going to sell it." And it was a bunch of ephemera. I don't know, like 50 pieces probably. No, not that many, 30. And then she has like, oh, I have some random sports cards in here. And I knew the people in that live didn't know anything about sports cards. So she's flipping through some of these cards, showing them. And I know she doesn't really know. And all of a sudden she goes, yeah, Pirate said I had a really good card in here. I don't even know which one it is. And she's kind of flipping through, and like 2 later, it was Derek Jeter rookie SP authentic foil card. Go buy. And she just kept going. I was like, I backed it up. I'm like, was that what I think it is? I've never seen one before. It's so rare. And I was like, holy crap. And I don't remember how it's been a year and a half ago. I don't remember how much I spent for that lot, but it was under 130 bucks. I know it was. That card alone is worth 700 or 800 without getting graded, and it's gradable. I mean, and it's hard to grade. It's a foil, so the foil on the outside on the surface is hard to get graded because it usually comes off. It's perfect. And if you get a 10 in that one, it's worth a few grand. And the ephemera she had in it was, one of them was it's called the Nicaraguan Canal. It was from like 1880 or 1890, and it was this booklet put together by someone to try to help get the Nicaraguan Canal through. They're trying to get, they must have been trying to, they were handing these out to investors, trying to get people to give them money. And they were trying to, overdo the Panama Canal. And I guess they actually did start it, and they had a lot of problems because there's just too much rain there. And they had to abandon it. But I think they started it back up again in 2012 or whatever. But anyway, 1890, it went for like, I think I had it for like $100, but someone bought it for like 70. And then I've sold a couple other pieces from it. I've made way over 130 with just the ephemera. So I get to keep the Derek Jeter rookie for free. And she didn't even know she had. And what was funny is the only reason I was there was I knew she had that card, because when she got that card, she got it from Pirate. Pirate was doing the same thing, and he saw it. He goes, "Oh, crap." And he's like, "Well, I put it out in this lot." He didn't. If he would have known he had it, he wouldn't have put it up in this auction. And he put it out, and he's like, "What do I?" You could tell he was like, "I just want to pull this out and take it." And I bid on it. Then I bid quite a bit. I can't remember how much it was, but Kathy outbid me. So I actually ended up getting that card way cheaper than she paid for it. And she could put in other stuff. So I actually sold. Anyway, it was a good deal for me on that one. You bought some killer LPs from him? Oh, yeah. I mean, the stuff from Tom Cruise is so clean because he got them clean. And he kept them clean. But even if he didn't, he knows how to restore them to look really good. And anybody that's been messing with 45s and LPs, it's amazing how scratched up a 45 can be, and it plays. And you might hear some pops and hisses every once in a while, but in general, it plays really good still. So the thing that's really cool about 45s is they can be kind of damaged and still sell. So just a thought. I mean, there's been a few I put on my my player thinking, there's no way, and then it plays fine. So something to keep in mind when you're out there looking. I follow this one guy that I think what's his name? I Buy Old Records, I think is his name. And he was a musician and stuff too. He has a great voice, great speaking voice. And he just goes around looking for 45s, and you see him. He's just flipping through, plop, 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 plop. But he's looking for. I doubt I have any on me here. He's looking for the 1950s stuff, and it has like. It's kind of like this, where it's like divided. It'll have a division right here, like lines that go across. And he likes rockabilly, and rockabilly is worth some good money. And so he just goes around looking for rockabilly stuff. And I'm sitting here watching him. And I know like a lot of the stuff he's putting back is what I actually sell on eBay. He doesn't sell on eBay. I'm like, man, I need to get a hold of this guy because he lives in Oklahoma. He only lives like 3 hours from me. And he said he had thousands of 45s. And he said, reach out to me. Maybe I'll sell them to you. I'm like, ooh. Because he knows those other ones will sell, but he's just looking for the 1950s stuff, and he wants to sell those and listen to them. And he collects them, and he sells on Facebook. I guess he has a group on Facebook. So I'm like, ooh, this could be a good source, And some of these places he's going, he's like picking them up for 50 cents a piece, and he's, a lot of those could sell for $10 a piece. So hey, thanks for coming by, Kyle. I should get off here and get something done today instead of stalling, procrastinating. But yeah, I mean, I like ephemera. I like look. I had a. I'll go grab it real quick. And I'm sure this is why everybody else does it too. But this is a well-known songs. And of course, I don't know any of these songs. This is before I think it was like 1947, 48. But I just love reading the stuff on the inside. Reduced. I lost 8 pounds the very first week. No massage, no drugs, no exercise. You can get rid of your feminine curves. It never tells you what you do. It's easy to learn dancing, showing people jitterbug, samba, tap dancing. It's just neat. And then on the back, has places you can buy your own record albums. That's neat. And then it has sheet music here. I think it's piano sheet music. Where is it? Yeah. Sheet music for Clementine. Like it was a new song, like that song is so old. I think it's about a horse. But yeah, I thought it was neat too. Like a camera, $298 for this camera, and it looks pretty good for back then. And the $298 in the film is three for 99 cents. That seems kind of high. But yeah, I like reading some of this old stuff, so I can see why other people like it, and then they use it for like junk journaling. So I get it. I think it's just going to get more and more popular too. Anyway, thanks for swinging by, and make sure you go hit up Who's Tom Cruise, and then Westside Gary will be on right after that. A couple good auctions today. He's with Picker's Warehouse, I believe, this week. And then Tom is by himself, I think, with just selling vinyl. Let's see. I think that's it. But I appreciate everybody for having to listen to my guitar and not puke while listening. So appreciate y'all, and grind on.